Back in November 22, Melville Shelders, a nasty bit of work with a horrible reputation, deliberately ran his mobility scooter into a pigeon before getting out, pinning their head to the ground with his foot and smashing their skull in with his walking stick. He then left their dead body out the front of a vegan cafe, which caught the full incident on CCTV. The police were informed and soon identified Shelders, who lives at George Pope Close in Norwich, an area that has a reputation for animal abuse and other crime. Despite the offence being clearly made out by Section 118 of the Wildlife and Countryside Act and the damning footage, I was informed by the OIC Wildlife Officer PC Chris Shelley that reviewing Sergeant Matthew Payne had decided not to press charges, opting to believe Shelders' blatant lie that running the bird over and smashing their head in was an accident. Local animal rights activists and other concerned members of the public up and down the country were horrified by the gratuitous violence shown by this waste of skin, and the story went national. When I discovered that no action was being taken against Shelders, meaning he would get away with his appalling cruelty, and a precedent would be set giving carte blanche to other imbalanced creeps who get off on harming animals, I started a petition demanding that Shelders is prosecuted. Despite nearly 50,000 signatures on the petition, which I'll link in the description, and many people phoning and writing in, we have been completely stonewalled by Norfolk Constabulary. I even sent the petition and the covering email to Chief Constable Paul Sanford, making it clear there would be protest if no response. But several months on and we'd still heard nothing, so we organised a peaceful demonstration to take place outside Bethel Street Police Station, the nick that the OIC and his sergeant are based out of, on Saturday the 14th of January 23. I made it clear to all activists involved that this was to be a peaceful, non-violent action, and when asked by new activists, I told them it would be suitable for children and that the intention was to simply inform the police of our presence and then stand outside with placards, engaging members of the public should they pass by. We arrived outside the station shortly after 12 p.m, set up outside, took a couple of photos, and after a minute or so, the 7 of us, one very passive guy, a mother and her teenage son, and 3 other women, calmly and peacefully entered the public inquiry office to let the police know of our intention to protest outside and why. Bob, the perpetually sulking, pen-pushing, overgrown teenager who works on the desk, was dealing with another lady, so we intended to wait to speak, but straight away Bob asked us what we wanted. In a passive manner, we began to explain our intentions, but within moments, Sergeant 5'4" David Allum came in looking very keyed up, and without any attempt to understand why we were there, he pushed me out of the station before dragging and pushing the others out one by one. He then went on a rampage, pushing me so hard that I fell onto the road and have been left covered in bruises, before assaulting me and the others numerous times and making baseless and unlawful arrests of me and one other activist. No doubt to cover himself, he also stole my body-worn camera, but we have footage covering the full duration of our time in the station, covering multiple angles, and we can easily disprove all of his subsequent lies. The following footage was recorded on my phone with some clips from others thrown in to show what's happening from a different angle. The filming starts minutes after we'd arrived at the station and figured out where to stand, etc., taken a couple of photos, and at the point that the filming begins, we'd had no interaction with the police or any other members of the public. We're here to let you know that we will be protesting outside this station until Norfolk Constabulary takes animal abuse seriously. Melville Shelder was caught running over a pigeon. He then caved their head in with a walking stick. Norfolk Constabulary allow animal abuse and we will not tolerate it. We will be outside your station until you take animal abuse seriously. We will be waiting outside with placards. We have a petition has been signed by 50,000 people. We have been ignored. Where is the response?
Right, I'll talk to one of you and one of you alone. Right? Now, you are now interfering with a lawful police purpose. You are not in a public place. You're in a place where public have access for a correct purpose. You're now interfering with that lady.
We have
I'm going to have to ask you to leave, I'm afraid. Sergeant 54, Allum, out of the police station, please. It's a public inquiry office.
Wildlife Act, he should have been prosecuted.
Right,
You
you're now to move.
it.
If you don't move, I will move you all individually myself. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, you make yourself clear.
Right. Out of the.
I don't like your attitude very much, Sergeant.
Well, I'm not really interested. Out of the police station,
you're
please.
assaulting me now.
No, I'm
this
immediately
is
leaving the police
assault.
station.
This is assault. This is assault.
I'm not really interested. Out of the police station.
You're
please.
assaulting me
No,
now.
I'm
This
immediately
is
leaving the police
assault.
station.
This is assault.
Get out of the police
This
station.
is assault.
Out
Get your hands off me.
of the police station premises.
You're getting done for assault. You are getting done for assault. We are peaceful protesters. We are peaceful protesters. Look at what you're doing. How dare you behave like that? What's your badge number? 54. Yeah, you are done. You will be getting a civil prosecution. Civil prosecution. You do not handle peaceful protesters this
I
way.
warn you again.
You
don't
do
get the
not
premises.
put your
Get
hands
back.
on peaceful.
Get back.
Ah! Ah!
The premises. Look at you. Assault. Look at this assault.
Oh my God.
Look at what you've done. You are getting sued. How dare you? You are getting sued. How dare you? How dare you manhandle? We are peaceful protesters. How dare you handle us like that? You will be in civil litigation before you know it.
I would.
Tell me your badge number and name. Badge number and name.
54. That's all we
Name.
need to give you.
I need your name.
54.
Identify yourself now. And you've just thrown me to the ground. You're getting
I warned
sued.
you.
You're getting
It's on my body
sued.
cam. It's right here.
Yeah,
Been
it
recording
is.
all the time.
You're getting
Go away.
sued.
Oh, you recorded your own
Idiot.
assault.
You filmed your own assault. You've just assaulted me. This is a public inquiry office.
Do not block this
This
entrance.
is a
Move yourself
public
away.
inquiry
Move
office.
yourselves away
We
now.
are peaceful protesters.
Move yourselves
You
away.
have just infringed on my Article 10 and 11 rights, and I will have you for it. How dare you? This is outrageous. You will have every auditor in the UK down here. Are you on drugs? Look at your eyes. You've got anger management
Clear the
issues.
entrance.
You're a sergeant.
Public inquiry
You're a
office.
sergeant.
Public. Do not block the entrance.
Been snorting coke or something.
You're on drugs. Look at the state. You will have every auditor in the UK down here. You will have every auditor in the UK down here before you know it. Did you hear that? You can have all the auditors down here.
I'm not interested.
No,
Go
you
away.
will be. You'll be in litigation. This will be the 6th time I sue
I'm
you.
not interested.
You bruised me.
Not
How
interested.
dare
Go
you?
away.
How dare you manhandle
Let this
peace?
member of the public come into
Do
the police
not
station.
put your hands on me.
You are
do
blocking the
not
station.
Put
Go
your
away.
hands on
His
me.
name's on his card anyway that he's got there.
Yeah, get your warrant card out. Let's see your warrant card.
You don't have to see my
I've
warrant
asked
card.
to see it.
I'm an officer. I'm in Indian uniform. I have to give you my collar number.
Yes, you do. Look at you. You look like you're on drugs.
Go away.
I will be ordering a drugs test for you. Yeah, you're on drugs. Look at you. What are you on? What are you on? You just throw me to the ground.
You've got access
You
there.
just throw me to the ground. You will be in civil litigation before you know it, arsehole.
That's an entrance.
I will sue the shit out of you. How dare you throw me to the ground?
Yes, you are.
Well, your attitude, we shouldn't have to deal with people
You're
like you.
disgusting. You're a fascist piece of shit. You will be in civil litigation. Get off me!
Right, public order.
No, they unlocked it. Take my phone away. What are you doing? Stand up for you. Get this one away. Stand up for you. Stand
I need my phone. You get involved in the arrest. You can get arrested. You may get arrested. Make sure. When I finish what you're doing, make sure the phone comes back to you when she's taken anywhere.
That guy has off his head. He just shot her down the steps and you're arresting her.
We want to arrest her. At the point you arrested
Let her out.
at the point you arrested her, I wasn't outside, so I didn't see what happened.
Please,
When you
please,
say
please.
that is your phone,
Phone right now.
if that is your phone, we'll get it
Go
back.
after her like some
Right now.
I
crackhead.
want my other phone
Would you
back
please
right
be able to
now.
get your superior down other than him? Because he's
Nothing against the business. This is the police and really.
Right, well, I want my phone and you need to stop assaulting my friend.
Push us, shove us. They break, they go against that.
Drag my arm
I don't know what happened before, so I don't know what.
And they shove us. That's not the first time they've done that. Exactly. He just flew at her like he's on fire.
I don't know what happened before, so I can't say.
Yeah, just put it in how it is.
Yes, it could be. Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
it's not could be. It was.
It depends on the circumstances. If you believe that you have been assaulted,
Yeah, I have been assaulted.
then we can take
By
the crime
police
details for that.
officer.
Okay?
Exactly. He's just arrested her after having assaulted her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
saw him. You
I saw him
when
push
he
her.
was
I don't know whether
That's a
I
conflict
don't
of
know
interest,
whether
actually.
it's.
So
I
he
don't
shouldn't be
know.
arresting her.
Oh, can you let this gentleman through,
Yeah,
please?
sure. He shouldn't be arresting her because he's the one that's assaulted her.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Take care.
If, in the course of his duties, we need to use physical force.
He
That's
pushed
not
her
true.
into
Assault.
the ground.
I'm not saying he did or
He
didn't.
pushed
I'm just saying that
She
we have
should
a
not be
right.
in there now.
He is then arrested her for something that
How
happened.
can he?
He is then arrested her for
Like
something
she
that's
said, how
happened
can he
whilst I was
arrest
inside.
her when he's
I don't know what that was,
assaulted
so I
her?
didn't see.
He shoved her down the step and then
And
he
pushed
flew
her
at
onto
her
the
outside.
floor.
You saw him.
I didn't
He
see
just flew
outside.
at her
I was inside
like a
Well,
speaking
it's
to
all
my
on your
colleague.
cameras.
Yeah,
so
it
I
is.
want
There's a
all
camera
your
up there.
We
cameras.
want her
and
back
there's a
out
camera
here.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
she,
gonna have
I'm
a
not
friend
sure what's
who's
going
got
on
no
inside.
reason to
I'm not going
arrest
to let you
her
go
and
into
have her
there.
out.
She will be taken out at some point, but I don't know when that
You
will be.
cannot be letting him arrest her.
It's a conflict
when
of
he has,
interest
yeah,
when he's
exactly.
assaulted
It
her,
needs
so
to be
he's got
monitored.
it in for her.
Exactly.
So someone else
Well,
needs
you're
to take
recording,
it
I'm
over.
recording,
No,
they're
but I mean,
recording.
we're-
No,
Oh,
listen,
we know
your
it.
body
There's
worn
other members.
videos,
There's
your
other
body
members of the
worn
staff in there.
videos,
It's not on the
your
radar.
body
There's also
worn
members of the
videos.
public in there.
But he David told us like how we'd like to be treated. He just come out.
Then
like,
started
and not
pushing
say,
everyone.
pushing
Yeah,
and shoving.
as I said, I don't know what happened.
I'd
I'm
actually
in
like to
another
put a
intense
request
so I
in
don't know
that
what
that
happened.
officer is
Okay, well,
protesting outside those pupils and how he carried on.
If you think you can, on our line you can report complaints. If you think that he's on drugs, you can put a report in. You've got his colour number, which is number 54, so Police Sergeant 54.
So what's happening with her?
I don't know, I'm not in there, so I can't say.
Well, can you go and find out? She should be back out here with us. We've got no reason.
At the minute, because the situation's a bit high, I'm not going to say out here just to stop you guys getting there, because whatever's going to happen with you guys there, I'm sure it's going to be conflict
Bring her out. If you don't
Please.
bring her out, we will stay here until you do. And not only that, we will be back here next week, the week after that. This is
And
not
the next time
an
it will be protesting
public
about
building.
brutality.
It's a public building. If you're going to come in and you're going to be peaceful and you're going to allow other members of the public to conduct their business, you're more than welcome to come back, okay?
We want her back out here. He just arrested her after having assaulted her.
And he pushed her, I saw her push her.
He pushed her on the floor.
I don't know his
She
full.
hit her head
I don't know
on the
her full.
road.
I don't know the full reasoning for that.
Actually,
I don't know the
she's
full
arrested.
reasoning for
She's
that.
in her head. She needs to go to hospital
She might have to go to
first.
hospital, yeah.
No, she needs to go to hospital first because
Yeah.
her head's been injured. You can't
Yeah, you're right. If her head has been injured, but I saw her go to the ground, but I didn't see her head, so I don't know.
We all saw her.
I'll make them aware. I'll make them aware.
Yeah, it only takes one with the power contact.
I'll pass that.
Supposed to be
I'll pass that
actually not
information on.
escalating.
In the meantime, what's happening is
Yeah, I'll just put it all here.
She might go to hospital. Is that all
She
right?
needs to go to hospital before she's interviewed because you
One
can't
of
give
the
a
things,
patient interview when
once
you
we
have
once we've arrested someone, we're responsible for their welfare and their safety. So if there's injury, no, I'm not going to let you inside right now.
if we're not going
On future occasions, I think if you go inside now, if you go inside now, I think that there will be continue to be problems, and I don't want it to happen.
We'll bring her out and then there won't be any problems.
Well, we'll bring her out if we need to come out this way at some point.
So you're bringing her out anyway. A complaint.
Yeah.
They've been
If you want to make
assaulted by a
complaints,
police
you
officer.
can do it on 101 or the comments on the website. I'm not exactly sure on where it is on the website. But there is
I would take some pictures of my bruise when it comes up as well to
yeah. Hello. Yeah.
So as I said, this back and forth continues between the activists and other attending constables for around 20 minutes. All the while, I was cuffed and alone with that freak David Allum, who looked like he would snap at any minute and kept saying, "This is what happens when you come to my station, young lady," as if he were talking to a mischievous school kid and not a 32-year-old woman and member of the public. At some point, another activist, Lucia, was arrested for allegedly assaulting the psycho sergeant during the interaction I've just played. As the footage clearly shows, the only people subjected to assault were us peaceful protesters repeatedly. But the sergeant knew he had lost control and had to find some way of shifting the blame, hence the punitive, unlawful and baseless arrest. We were both detained without interview for 11 hours at Wymondham Pick. I will make another video detailing what happened next. Spoiler alert, Allum's behaviour didn't get any better. But for now, I'll leave you with a couple of the latest bruises to add to the gallery of colour that Norfolk Constabulary has mapped across my body over the years.